bienvenidos a su programa bilingüe de ACC, Ready, Set, Ascender. Estoy súper emocionada porque ya estamos en verano, mi mes favorito, y conmigo está mi compañera y amiga Megan Díaz. Bienvenida, Megan, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, Ale, I'm great. It's finally summer. And with that being said, this is our last episode of season 1. Can you believe that?
No lo puedo creer. Final. Oh my God.
I know. I remember when we started everything. I remember the fall semester. We were like, what are we doing? How is this year going to be? And we made it, Ale. So felicidades to you because like we did.
Felicidades to you.
Yes. And then speaking of just, celebrating, we ended our year with our celebraciones. And oh my God, weren't those amazing?
Hermosas. I love the celebraciones. Despite the pandemic, we did it and it went very, very well, those celebraciones.
They did. And students really had the opportunity to finally meet us in person. We weren't just like robots behind the computer. They were able to meet their instructors. They were able to receive their Sarapestol and their certificate of completion for the program. So we just, I know you felt it too, but we just felt so much love and happiness those days, right?
Sí, claro que sí. Fue un placer ver a la gente en persona y celebrar con los familiares, con los abuelitos, con las familias, hasta venían con los perritos y verlos que terminaron su primer año de universidad en la pandemia. Las fotos que están viendo lo dicen todo. Cada estudiante estaba muy emocionado de recibir su estola de zarape. Estamos muy, muy orgullosos de nuestros estudiantes por su dedicación y por sus esfuerzos en un año tan difícil.
Yes, so congratulations to all of our ascenders. We're so proud of you. You did it. You finished your first year of college through a pandemic, but June is here now. So we have lots of important information to cover. June is full of events, holidays, and celebrations. So let's check it out in our news rápido.
Vamos a verlo. Ya estamos en el semestre de verano, pero recuerden que las inscripciones para el semestre de otoño ya están disponibles. No olviden de inscribirse a sus clases porque las clases se llenan muy rápido.
Yes, summer classes are currently happening, but remember the fall semester is just around the corner. Registration for current and former students is open, but for new students, it opens on June 1st. Hurry now before classes get filled. ACC is also offering 4 different ways to take classes: flexible online, scheduled online, in-person, and hybrid. So no matter how you want to learn, ACC has you covered. Speaking of the fall semester, Ale, we're going to have a brand new group of Ascender students.
Una nueva generación, más esperanza, más Ascender y más mentores, ¿verdad, Megan?
Yes, we definitely need more mentors. That's one of the biggest parts of our program. And I have to say, Alejandra, the mentoring is my favorite part about Ascender.
Claro,
we see wonderful volunteers come and be professional and guide our students, mentor them, encourage them, motivate them, and really just show students like, hey, I got your back. I care for you. So if you're interested in being a mentor, please check out our website or contact us at ascender@austinCC.edu for more information.
Claro que sí, ya estamos recibiendo a los nuevos estudiantes para ascender y también a los mentores, que los mentores son los amigos, aliados que ayudan a los estudiantes a guiarlos en su camino a la educación y ya quiero conocerlos en persona. Ya estamos en la transición de poder ver gente en persona, así que por favor, si están interesados, llenen su aplicación en la página de internet que acaba de proporcionar Megan.
Definitely. So an important holiday in June, Juneteenth, is celebrated on the 19th of June to commemorate the emancipation of enslaved people in the U.S. The holiday was first celebrated in Texas, where on that date, in 1865, after the Civil War, slaves were declared free under the terms of the Emancipation Proclamation. Texas became the first state to make it a holiday in 1980, and last year, numerous states, cities, and colleges across the country started to recognize it as an official holiday. If you're interested in more information about Juneteenth and ways to celebrate, please contact the African American Cultural Center and the Truth, Racial Healing and Transformation Center. Pride Month also occurs annually during the month of June to celebrate that. Yes, Pride Month. I love Pride Month. This celebrates the LGBTQIA community, and that stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual. This honors the gay liberation movement, and Pride specially recognizes those who have been lost to hate crimes and/or to HIV or AIDS. The purpose of this month is to recognize the impact that LGBTQIA individuals have had on history locally, nationally, and internationally. Pride is celebrated through a variety of parades, parties, workshops, and more. Pride also hopes to inspire and encourage the LGBTQ community to come out, celebrate their identity, and be proud of who they are. Me and Alejandra are LGBTQIA allies at ACC. ACC is an inclusive institution, so we welcome the entire community. Bienvenidos.
Un beso a toda la comunidad de LGBT de Austin, que ACC es una institución inclusiva que no solo le abre las puertas a la comunidad LGBT, sino que también celebramos y nos aseguramos que se sientan bienvenidos en nuestro colegio. Megan y yo, como lo acaba de mencionar, ella somos aliadas y estamos muy emocionadas de celebrar Pride con nuestros estudiantes.
Speaking of Pride, we have a very special guest to introduce who's very passionate about the LGBTQ community. We have our very own Stephanie Vermillion, chair of ACC's LGBT Equity Committee. How are you, Stephanie?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good. We are so excited that we have you here today. You're one of the first people I met at ACC who told me about this committee, so I'm really excited you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
And we worked together a long time ago, and it was a pleasure to initiate this committee. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, Alejandra was a co-founder, so we go way back.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I love it all. I love it all. So you're extremely passionate about being an ally for the LGBTQIA community. What made you become so passionate about this?
So what made me so passionate, like so many folks who do advocacy work in this space, there's usually a personal tie or a connection to the community. And for me, that's my brother. My brother James is my best friend, my OG best friend. And he's been through quite a journey in his own life. And when he came out to me in college, I got a peek into how he was struggling, the discrimination he was facing, the fear, the anxiety, all of that comes with the pressures from our society and how they don't always create safe and inclusive spaces for LGBT folks. So when he did come out, and loving him as much as I do, I kind of made this commitment to myself that I was going to do work that would make the world a better place for him.
What are some things that people can do to support this community?
So I think one of the most important things that anybody can do is to learn about the community, but also what you invest in is the community that you see around you. So finding local businesses that are owned by LGBT owners, participating in arts festivals, going to events, networking, really going beyond your comfort zone to meet new people and keep an open mind.
Stephanie menciona que es muy importante que invertamos en los negocios locales, que los dueños son de la comunidad LGBTQ y que tengamos una mente abierta, que participemos en los eventos de nuestra comunidad, que hablemos, que tengamos conversaciones con la comunidad y que tengamos sobre todo una mente abierta de invertir, de ir a los negocios locales en la que los dueños son de esta comunidad, ser un partícipe activo de la comunidad LGBT.
Yes, and Stephanie mentioned your brother, and I think all of us do know someone who is struggling with their identity and coming out. So what's your best advice for those who are struggling and don't feel loved or supported?
So I come at it from a very allyship lens. So because I'm cisgender, I've never experienced that coming out journey of my own. So I can't speak for what works the best and what helps the most. But what I can tell you from an ally perspective is that when we work with students who are going through that experience where they're living in an environment at home that may be toxic or they're not having their own support network, what we try to remind them is that the journey they're on is the journey that they're on, and there's nothing wrong with it, to take their time. There's no pressure to put yourself in unsafe situations, to come out before your time, before you're ready, or even come out at all if you don't feel like you want to do that. So I think the most important thing to make people feel loved is to hear them and what they need in that moment.
Es muy importante que apoyes a tu hijo, a tu hermano, esto es por parte mía, pero es un mensaje que básicamente se resume en amor. So I'm saying that basically it's like give love. Okay, so tell us about the LGBTQ Equity Committee and why ACC faculty and staff should consider joining.
So the LGBT Equity Committee was actually formed and founded back in 2014. It really came into its own in 2015. And it was essentially a group of really passionate individuals that came together and basically said, this is a resource that's missing for our students. We're not doing campus climate surveys. We don't have all gender restrooms. We don't have inclusive language in our ARs. We don't have student organizations, ally programs. So it was basically like we had a blank canvas, a blank slate, and we had a real opportunity to make some lasting systemic positive change at the college.
Can you tell us about any resources and organizations in Austin or in the Austin area that serve this community?
Absolutely. I love talking about our partners. There's such amazing local organizations that come together and provide a great range of resources. The first one I want to plug is the Kind Clinic. They do STI, STD testing. We're also working with them to create the first ever LGBT scholarship. So hopefully by next spring, that'll be up and running for our students. Also, I want to give a shout out to Out Youth. They have a really great trans mentorship program. So if you know any students who are in the trans journey, they can connect with Out Youth and be partnered with a mentor who can help them on that journey. And it kind of ties back to the conversation we had about with coming out, how to have those conversations with family. So that mentorship program is great because it helps students to really learn how to have these conversations about their identity. And then lastly, I'm really excited about this partnership. It's an organization called Embrace Austin, and it was actually co-founded by an ACC alumni. So they are a basically group. They're an organization that has memberships with all of the different LGBT organizations around Austin. So they're kind of like the parent umbrella, or they're trying to be as a startup. And they're basically just bringing in a bunch of different community members with the hopes that there'll be like weekly and monthly meetups. We'll partner on events, just to be able to touch and rub elbows with these other amazing folks who are doing incredible work in Austin.
Okay, this information is very useful for parents. Esta información es muy importante para los padres y para las familias que quieren ayudar a miembros de la comunidad LGBT. Stephanie menciona 3 organizaciones muy importantes. La primera es la Kind Clinic, que proporciona testeo, exámenes para enfermedades de transmisión sexual. También programas de enlace, incluso una beca para estudiantes que próximamente viene en la primavera. Otra organización muy importante es Out Youth, que es una organización que proporciona mentoría para personas que están en el camino de transgénero. Da apoyo y beneficios para que puedan estar en su camino de reconociendo su identidad. Y por último menciona una organización que se llama Embrace, que fue fundada por un estudiante de ACC, una alumna de ACC, que está tratando de crear una comunidad bien grande de otras organizaciones, y especialmente para padres y para diferentes comunidades como africanoamericanas, para diferentes grupos de la comunidad. Entonces los invitamos a los padres de familia a que visiten estas organizaciones para sus hijos, para sus hermanos, para sus amigos, para que puedan tener más apoyo y más salud mental y física, por supuesto.
Stephanie, thank you so much for being here today. We sincerely appreciate your commitment and dedication to this community. It's people like you who are making a difference in this world. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I had a great time.
For more information about the committee, check out their website, austincc.edu/LGBT equity. Now it's time for Students in Acción. Today, we're featuring one of our rockstar Ascender students, Rocio Lopez Herrera, who has the very special talent of painting and drawing.
Le damos la bienvenida a nuestra querida Rocío, una excelente estudiante de Ascender. Qué gusto y qué honor que estés con nosotros, Rocío. Muy bienvenida a esta tu casa de Ready Set Ascender.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, thank you, Rocio. So, like I said, you're an artist and a wonderful, talented artist at that. So tell us, how did you get into painting and drawing, and why do you love it so much?
Since I was a child, I do not remember how old I was, but it's something that I really like to do. I enjoy it. It's like, to me, it's like more than a hobby, it's like a therapy. It can be anything. I can see some flowers outside and start painting those flowers, making a card for a friend. Some things that came out of nothing, you know. I can see a person and I can just start trying to draw out that person, even though I don't even know who that is. I made some bags about the program. I don't know if you saw them. There are some bags that I've been making. It's about inspiring in a sender. And it can be about anything.
Wow, that's talent for sure.
I think that's a very good point that you're covering, la terapia.
Yeah, it has helped me a lot. I have a really bad anxiety, and it has helped me a lot all along this year. So
kind of going to like, to ACC, what was your favorite class here at ACC? Because if I'm not mistaken, you were also an ESL student too, correct?
yes, I was an ESL student. After I took a couple of classes of ESL, I moved to college prep, and then I made that big step going into college just last semester. My favorite class at ACC, I would say, was government.
Wow.
Yes. I remember every single Tuesday and Thursday right after class, I go with my mom like, Mom, do you know how this system really works?
Wow.
Mom, do you know this? With my sister, she was born in here. Wow. And she's 19 right now. She already, she can vote. And I go like, where? So where do you vote and why? Do you know why this is the way it is? And she's like, no, I didn't know that. Well, I learned it today in my class. I was really excited.
Family too then, huh?
Yeah.
Who was your instructor? Who was your government instructor?
Miss Kathy Andrews.
Oh,
I love her. Even though it was like online, you felt like engaged with the class. You know what? Like that interesting. Like you want to know what's gonna happen in next class, what she's gonna say, what you're gonna find out. You know. Yeah, so.
Well, she's going to be happy to hear this. Let me tell you that.
Muy contenta porque es muy apasionada de sus clases.
Sí, I love her.
Y how would you describe the student and college experience at Austin Community College?
One word, amazing. It was pretty good, even though it was online. Thanks to you guys, it wasn't like lonely. And I feel like I enjoy my first year at college.
What do you think as a student who just finished her first year? So yay for you. What should students take advantage of and try out while they're at ACC? What do you recommend?
First of all, ascender. Ascender. I think if you want to be successful in your first year, not only in your first year of college, but in the rest, you have to join Ascender. Because there is a bunch of things that you don't know. It is like a new world that you're going into, like a new language. You have to learn many things. And I think if you go like to a bigger institution, you will never find out everything that you will at ACC. And you will never have like that connection to too many people, since it's like a small community. You will not have like, you will never be that close to too many people, you know? So, yeah.
Pues veo que la pregunta que te iba a hacer ahorita es ¿por qué recomendarías ascender? O sea, ahora sí en español, ¿por qué recomendarías ascender a los estudiantes como tú?
Porque ascender es tu familia. Es como tu familia que quiere que tú triunfes, que alcances tus metas, que te quiere ver llegar a donde tú quieres. Esa familia que está trabajando detrás de ti, que está trabajando para que tú puedas triunfar. y te ayuda y están ahí y si tú tienes preguntas, ellos te responden esas preguntas y si no las tienen, te guían con la persona que las tiene.
Ay, Megan, how do you feel about that?
I know. I'm just like, oh my gosh, Rocio, like you're thank you so much. Thank you so much for loving the program, for being, and it starts with our students too. You know, whatever you use of the program, whatever you take from it, you have to use the program to be successful. And you're one of those students who really took
the incredible here is also Rocio. I mean, the students are incredible, ¿verdad, Megan?
Exactly. You utilized us. And I always tell our students, what you put into the program is what you get out, you know? So, you know, applause to you for doing that. And my last question for you, our last question for you is, what does ACC is for everyone mean to you?
It means that no matter where are you from, it doesn't matter your background, you can accomplish your goals at ACC because there is a lot of people there that is willing to help you to achieve your goals.
Yes, Rocio, you're definitely one of the products of Ascender that we're super proud of. And again, even though this is your final first year, remember, once an Ascender, always an Ascender. We're always here for you. And we're going to always cheer you on and support you. So just remember that.
Sí. I know, guys.
So thank you so much. Familia.
Well, thank you so much, Rocio. We'll see you in the fall.
Nos vemos. Gracias.
Bye. Gracias.
For En Un Día, we're featuring ACC's Government Associate Professor, Kathy Andrews, who is passionate about teaching government and has special hobbies she's going to show us and talk about.
Qué padre. I love Kathy Andrews. She's one of my favorite professors. Una de mis profesoras favoritas. Es muy inteligente y divertida y sus clases son interesantísimas.
I'm Kathy Andrews, and I teach government at Austin Community College. I've been at ACC since 2007, and I've been teaching with the Ascender program for the past 5 or 6 years. I really enjoy teaching at ACC, and I especially love the Ascender program and getting to know the students in a much closer way than I have the opportunity to get to know many of my other students. In March of 2020, it's like across the world, everything changed for everyone, for instructors, for students, and for everybody else. Everything about my job and most parts of my life changed. Where, when, how I did my job. Now I work from home and look forward to the day when I can see students in person safely. But most of my time is spent either on my back patio or at my kitchen table, dinking around on Blackboard or Zoom. I do have 3 dogs and who share my office with me. Bo, Gonzo, and Django. So in the last year, I've taken up a couple of new hobbies. One is I've been doing some beekeeping, and it's fascinating. And the thing that I love about it the most, one is the buzz of the bees. It's quite cathartic. But also, I feel like as you get older, we don't learn as many new skills as often. And I have really enjoyed learning all of the fascinating things that go along with beekeeping. All right, got a bunch of bees and bee stuff. Looking for the queen in here. Some brood. Lots of bees. Doing bee stuff. Let's see the queen. But there's lots of pollen, some eggs. It's definitely been there. Additionally, I've started volunteering at an organization called Safe in Austin, an animal rescue, and all of the animals there are abused, abandoned, neglected, or in some way differently abled. And the mission of the organization is to match these animals with people, mostly children, that may have a similar background. And so I've really been enjoying the time that I spend with the ranch and the friendships that I'm building with all of the animals there. Hey, buddy.
Did you know that piggies like belly rubs? That's baby Vector. That's Max. He has diabetes, or her horse version, so he's on a special diet. This is Mabel. She was pregnant when she arrived, and then this is Louie, her colt.
I was asked to give a little bit of advice for new students. One is to get to know your professors. It's easier when we're in person. It's a little bit more challenging when you're virtual, but I think that that's really important. Also, ask questions. If you have the question, I guarantee you that there are at least 3 other people who also have the question. So not only can you help yourself, you can help other people in the class. And I don't know, when I get questions, I often will update assignments or make changes to make things more clear. My last little piece of advice is ask for help. None of us, and certainly me, got where we are by ourselves and without help. That's a little bit about me, a little bit of advice for new students. Thanks for watching.
Muchísimas gracias por ver este episodio con nosotros y para cerrar, no se olviden de visitar la página de Ascender www.austincc.edu/ascender y recuerden que ACC te puede ayudar a lograr tus sueños y tus metas porque en ACC empiezas aquí y llegas lejos.
As always, Alejandra and I want to give a special thank you to ACC TV for producing this episode of Ready, Set, Ascender. We want to remind you that you can watch this show and many others on ACC TV's broadcast channel, Spectrum Channel 19. Be sure to follow ACC TV's YouTube channel as well, which has this show and many others available for streaming. Adios.
Adiós.